Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to part 2 for the week of April 18th. This is part 1. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, it is linked up in the description down below, so make sure to check part 1 out. Sorry, this deck is just falling apart. But let's see here what is going on for you. With this Life is Better Together card, you have this Unexplained Wonder card. It says, magical blessings and miracles are occurring in your life. All your prayers are answered now. Are you kidding? That sounds good. I like that. So there you go, Capricorn. And it's probably through working together with other people. With the Hierophant, you have the Six of Swords. Definitely improvements coming in for you. I mean, to me, this reading looks like a major improvement or an upgrade in general. Remember what I said in your first reading about that Ace of Wands? It's like, I kind of just intuitively feel that castle that's crumbling in the background is something like the old way of doing things. And I feel like the Ace of Wands is talking about the new way of doing things. And this could be in any area of your life, whatever you're trying to improve. I feel like you're just kind of like making improvements. With the King of Cups, you have the Three of Swords. I don't know. I always get this feeling for you, Capricorn, that if you want, I don't know. Is love a major focus for you, Capricorn? I'd say probably not. For some of you, maybe it is, but for most of you, I feel like it's not necessarily a major focus. I do feel like you could be looking at past situations, past heartbreaks, and all that other stuff, and that could be preventing you from allowing love into your life. And I would say if you want it, I feel like it's available to you. Again, as I always say, I don't think we need to have love in our life unless we want it. But like I said, I feel that this could be saying there's a person coming in for you, clearly, King of Cups type of energy. I feel like it's there for you, but you're going to have to let go of the past. Three of Swords, those swords are in your own heart. You have to pull those swords out, which we have to do by forgiving the past. And that's exactly what I would do there. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant, again, so definitely could be marriage. The Hierophant is also about learning lessons as well. Sometimes I feel that in relationships, it's like if we don't allow ourselves to get into a new relationship because of past relationships, it's like really saying, well, then you didn't learn from those past relationships. So it's like, to me, we should be trusting that we have learned something, and we should allow new relationships into our lives because we should have learned what to look out for or what to avoid or what to change or what we need to work on or whatever the case may be. So I feel like that Hierophant is kind of saying that. I do also feel the Hierophant is talking about education. So it's like if you're working on anything, any projects, businesses, or whatever, I would educate yourself. With that Eagle, you have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is definitely a new beginning. The Page of Wands is like a new adventure, so I do feel like some of you are kind of focusing on expanding your horizons here, especially with that eagle spirit. I feel like you're kind of wanting to take something to a bigger place, And what the hell am I talking about, Capricorn? Like, the feeling I get here is it's like you want to take maybe you have a business and you want to expand it, just that simple. Maybe you serve a certain market and you want to expand that market. You want to go to a bigger place. I do feel like I keep getting this weird message for pretty much everyone that, it's like we're becoming more worldly. And it's like when you look at it, everything is global now. It's like no longer, we don't have to just like sell our products to the people in our location, right? We now have the internet. We can sell things all over the world. But I really feel with Uranus and Taurus, it's like becoming even more important that we understand that we are in this like global economy, not just in work, but also with everything else in our lives as well. It's like you no longer have to, get married to, Joe Blow from down the street, right? Which is how it used to be. It's like you could marry anyone in the world at this point if you wanted to. So I kind of get that here where it's like you're kind of like expanding your horizons here with that energy. With the Empress, you have the, I'm just going to throw it, but you have the Page of Pentacles. So 2 pages here, definitely a new beginning coming in for you. And again, education. Page of Pentacles is the card of studiousness. So I am a big fan of learning right now. I've been talking about this for like 2 years. Again, we had Saturn and Capricorn a couple years ago. Saturn and Capricorn to me is profitable education. People keep saying, Chris, Saturn has left Capricorn. Yes, I understand that. It's going to take 30 years for it to come back. Just because a planet leaves a sign doesn't mean you don't have to keep living the lessons, right? So it's like we are going to be experiencing these lessons with Saturn. Saturn and Capricorn taught us lessons. It's our job to like keep that rolling forward here. So it's like we need to learn as much as we can with that energy. So I feel like anything you want to improve upon, anything you want to expand, I would learn as much as you can about it. With the Strength card, you have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. Literally, the Strength card, it says, conquer your weaknesses, right? But there are definitely some moments where I feel like there are just things that we're not good at, right? It's like, me, I'm 5'5", me, right? Believe it or not. I know that I look like I'm 6 feet tall, right? I'm sure everybody believes that, right? But it's like, I'm never going to play basketball in my life. So it's like, why would I even focus on playing basketball? I'm not going to, because I don't want, I'm just never going to be good at it, right? Plain and simple. And so I think sometimes with the Five of Pentacles, it just says, hey, there are things that you are good at, so just focus on the things that you are good at, right? And, I think too many times in life we think that we have to be like Superman or Superwoman or super whatever, right? And we try to do everything, and it's just not possible. It's like the people who are more focused, who focus on doing what they're good at, they become much more successful. And so that's what I would do here. I would specialize with that energy, especially if you're working on a project or a business. And again, that doesn't mean we can't expand, It's like I'm good on camera. It's like I could easily start another channel if I wanted to. I could expand. And that's what I feel like you're doing here, is it's like you're taking something you're good at, and maybe you're just expanding it more. With the Temperance card, you have the Two Wands. There you go. Expanding. See, I really feel this reading is encouraging you to realize that it's not the end. The story of the Two Wands is that the guy is standing at the top of the castle on the Two Wands. He's looking out at the world in front of him. He's got the whole world in his hands. And he's like saying to himself, have I accomplished everything in my life? Is there more for me to accomplish out in this world? But he has the whole world in his hands. And he thinks he's done everything possible. He's looking just at what is in front of him. He's not looking at the potential of something else. So I really feel that, remember I said something about breathing new life into something in your first reading? I really feel like you need to realize that there's like a lot more potential in something that either you are good at, or that you are working on, or that you have been working on already. It's like sometimes I think we get into something and we want to leave it for something else because we think the grass will be greener. This reading to me is like saying, there are so many things you can do with the grass that you have right now. It's not even funny. I feel like you could like fertilize it. I feel like you could, hire whatever you call that, a lawn maintenance person to take care of it. And I'm speaking figuratively here, but I feel like if you could just work on what you have right now by perfecting it or whatever, you're going to get so much more out of it. It reminds me of this channel, again, not to talk about myself too much today, but what I would say is, like, this channel, I never thought I'd have more than 10,000 subs when I started. No tarot readers. When I first started 7 years ago, there were no tarot readers that had more than 10,000 subs. So, I never thought it was possible. So, in the beginning, I was guilty of not really putting enough work into it because I was trying to work on other things that I had going on. It's like, if I just put the work in, I probably would have been successful much faster. And I get that energy here where it's like you have something now in your life that is working. Could be a relationship, could be a business, could be whatever. And it's like if you just put in the work into it, I feel like you're going to be successful much faster with this energy. I always tell people, again, if you're in a relationship and you think you're going to leave and find something better, it's probably just going to end up the same way, right? It's like for the most part, we're like all the same, basically, right? We're just like kind of like amoebas living on this planet. It's like, but if you have a positive relationship, I would work on it. Obviously, if it's a negative relationship, leave if there are bad things that are happening. But if you're in something that's good, but maybe you're just a little bit bored or things aren't going the way that you want them to, I feel like this reading is saying you could improve upon it. You could fix it. You can do things to make it, something that you want it to be, but it's going to require work. So, that's really how I feel about this reading. With the December Bull and the Yoke card, you have the Barrel. It says you feel something is lacking in your life. Literally what I've been talking about. Perhaps love, money, or goals. You have this Tankard card. It says celebration, fun, and enjoyment. And again, I feel like something is lacking for sure. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Something needs an upgrade here in your reading. It's a very simple reading, actually, Capricorn. I really feel this is saying something is lacking. I feel like you actually have it, whatever it is, but it just needs some more spice, like I said in the first part of the reading. I feel like it just needs more excitement, which I do feel like is available here for you. It's going to require work, like I said, but it's here. With Ace of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups, two aces. Two aces is a definite yes to any question that I haven't answered, but the Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing. And again, I feel like if you're doing, one of my favorite people of all time, John Taffer, he says that if you're doing something today if you're doing, I'm going to butcher the quote now that I want to remember, but he's saying if you're doing the same thing you did today, you're stuck, right? And so I feel like this is saying that if you're kind of like stuck in a routine, that I feel the routine needs to be broken here with this Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups energy. I think you need to break out of a routine. I feel like you need to try to do something different, or try to make something better in your life, because you will. That's why. Because it will be better. With the King of Wands, you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a card of curiosity. It's a card of being curious. And again, sometimes I think that's just what we need to do in a situation like a relationship, a business. If we feel stuck, we just need to be curious about different ways of doing things, and then we'll be very successful. So that's what I would do here with that Page of Swords. With the Justice card, you have the Emperor. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries, but the Emperor is also about following a plan. And again, sometimes I think we just need to follow someone's plan, or maybe we need to look into creating a different plan or a new plan for something as well. I'm actually going to pull an extra row, and I want to learn more, like what's going on here. Aquarius, very simple. I know what's going on here, but with the top row, you have the Knight of Swords. I wouldn't try to force things to happen too quickly. Again, I do feel the Knight of Swords can be a card of like trying to force a change, trying to push really, really hard to make something different. But sometimes when we like settle into something, it actually does improve with that Knight of Swords. Middle row, you have the Ace of Pentacles, 3 aces. That's pretty good. I definitely feel there's a lot of success and abundance coming in for you. I love 3 aces. It's crazy to me that for the past like 2 weeks, I've been getting all these readings. I've had multiple aces in them. So, clearly it's a time of great potential, I would say. And it's a time of amazing new opportunities. Really for you, I wouldn't say it's like a new opportunity as much as what your reading feels like to me is, again, breathing new life into something that you've been working on or that you thought of working on in the past. For some of you, I feel like it's love, but for the most part, I feel like this is work or business related. Even if you're retired, you could just be working on a personal project or something like that. And whatever new life you're breathing into this is going to be very successful. And there you go. Are you kidding? Exactly what I was saying. You have the Star. The Star is a card of hope, faith, renewal. Literally, this whole entire reading has been about renewal, renewing something, breathing new life into something. And that's literally what the Star represents. The Star is sometimes about remembering why you did something in the first place. It's like, why did you start the business in the first place? Sometimes we forget why we started a business or got into a certain career or line of work. And sometimes like just, breathing that in, going back to the beginning can be very important. But I like this. I would say it's, I've said to all signs it's a really good time for innovation because of the Star card, because we have all this energy moving through Aquarius. Aquarius is all about innovation, doing things differently. I feel like if you do that, you'll be very successful. But this looks pretty good. So thank you for being here, Capricorn. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.